Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I would like to invite you to a first look at material about Next War Poland. Uh, I have not tried yet this great series of war games. I would say advanced war games. At least this is what I heard about it. We have already a lot of interesting modern conflicts depicted here. The hypothetical one is like Korea, like India, Pakistan, like Taiwan, and so on. I have chosen this title to start with for two reasons. I live in Poland, so guys, if I can choose one of the next war games, definitely it will be Poland, and also because of the geopolitical situation now in Poland. So the war in Ukraine and unjustified aggression of Russia on Ukraine. So definitely that draw my attention, and I'm really glad that I will be starting with a system exactly with this game. Uh, this game, as far as the story goes, tells hypothetical attack of Russia on Poland on the Suwałki Gap and trying to overrun also Baltics. In the, let's say, description of the situation, there is a war in Ukraine, civil war, where both West and Russia fuels in clandestine way. Also, there is a civil war in Syria, where both sides clash. Maybe they should support each other, but they clash. And Russia decides, okay, enough is enough, we will attack. This is not an introductory light war game. I repeat, this is not a light war game. This is in a standard rules, moderately complex game. With advanced rule, it's a rather complex game at the end of complexity. Right? By the way, you should have also this here, that standard complexity like 5, quite okay, but advanced complexity is like 8. You have many more turns and you have much more decision power on the airstrikes, missiles, and so on and so forth. It has pretty high solitary suitability. Actually, I'm really able to play two hands all of those hex and counter games. Really gives me a lot of fun. Okay, let's have a look at this beauty. So, what have we here? We have a game-specific rules and scenarios. It's like 35 pages, standard and advanced rule series. Standard series rules is like 22 pages, advanced rule is another 20, over 20 pages, yeah. So let's have a look. You should be familiar by now with all those depictions which you usually get in the war games. These are mainly the brigades, regiments, battalions. This is that level of game. Here is Belarus, here is the Russia, here are the allied countries, because as you know, when the NATO Fifth Act is invoked, what happens? First of all, the allied rapid response force comes, and then whichever country decides to react. Some of them might not. Here we have countries which will be taking part in the battle for sure. Belarus, Russia, Poland will have also the US troops coming in the NATO part here. Have United Kingdom, Spain, Lithuania, Italy, France, Denmark, Belgium, Canada, Estonia, Germany, Latvia, Sweden, Netherlands, US Army, US Marine Corps. In the instruction, we have all the basic information you would expect, like units. There will be a weather, which will be especially impacting the air operations, movement and naval affairs, strategic display. Yeah, there are two levels of display: the strategic one, which I will show you in a moment, and the tactical one, the usual hex and counter. Yeah. About combat, it will be standard advanced rules 0.90, reinforcements, replacements, subordination, isolation, supply, detection, air power. By the way, these are the game-specific rules, and these are the series rules. So just like with, for example, Multiman publishing standard series or operational series or battalion combat series, you always have also two rule books. One is for the series and the other is for specific game. This follows the similar logic. Yeah, we'll not be going through all the details here. What I wanted to show you are the scenarios. There will be plenty of scenarios. There will be both campaign scenarios, standard scenarios, advanced scenarios. Here we have a standard scenario. Suwałki Gap is the first one, and depending, of course, on the type of scenario, the length of it will be completely different. Yeah, so this is the Suwałki Gap, a smaller one. Storm the Baltic invasion, then Operation Arctic Storm retaking the Baltics. Siege of Warsaw, so this is pretty desperate, I think. Defense of the Baltics, take the line, and here we are getting the advanced scenarios. It just caught my attention. This sentence is such a crucial. In the retrospect, 1999 is likely to be viewed as a pivotal turning point in European security. That is the year when the former KGB agent Vladimir Putin came to power, believing collapse of the Soviet Union was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the century. I could not agree more that this is a turning point. Okay, Article 5 entry DRMs, modified entry. Strategic surprise, it's a larger one. Okay, tactical surprise, probably smaller scenario. Extended build-up, which allows you longer to build forces. By the way, the authors of the games tell us that if you like a mini monster game, you use advanced rules and big scenario. Here we have a designer notes. Okay. Now, we will not be going through all those rules here. This shows you the series rules, so both the standard rules, all of those standard rules, and as well as the advanced rules. Enough to say, let me show you where the advanced rules start. 23. In advanced rules, you would have many more components, but also control about the naval area, but also the formations. Supply will be more detailed. Also, you would have special operational forces, air power would be much more detailed, and the airstrikes, detection, and so on. So it really creates a fantastic game when you play with a whole set of rules, but of course it will take you some time. So this is the series rules, 46 pages. Now let's have a look at the maps. There will be a couple of maps. This is Gotland, so just the and Bornholm, so the close-ups on those two important islands on the Baltic. This, I believe, is part of expansion which you add to the north part. Yeah, I believe so. Here is the main map. Here's the main map. It's not mounted, but it does its job pretty nicely. So, what do we have here? Białystok. Here you would have Suwałki Gap. Why is it Gap? Because you see, guys, maybe it's not clearly shown. This is the border between Poland and Lithuania. This is Kaliningrad, now called Królewiec. This is Belarus. So you see, this is not so far away from one side to the other. So this is the closest way to get from Russia, Belarus here, and then also a part of the Baltic states. Here we have Warsaw. Yep, here we have the border with Belarus. Okay, and here is the west part of the map, up to the Poznań, and yeah, that's the main theater of operations for this game. Now let me show you the rest of components. Here it is. We go further with the map. Now, this is the strategic map. See, on the strategic map, you really have Kaliningrad, you have Poland, you have Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and of course you have Gotland, Sweden, Germany here who tries to react. Gotland and Bornholm are really, really important ones because a lot of naval operations will be happening there. Here you would have the battles, yeah, USA, carriers, NATO, Poland. Air superiority missions. This is Russia and Belarusia's forces. So one person sits on this side, the other on that side. Really like that this game brings both dimensions, strategical and tactical, and that we can, also play on the larger scale. This is pretty cool mechanic. Now the counters. We would have a lot of counters. Yep, a lot of them. Let me just take them here. So first of all, the Russia. Here are the Russian counters. You can see a lot of types. Here we have airplanes from the Allied forces. This is the Polish forces. Okay, here we have Lithuania. We have more Polish forces. That looks like a German one. Spain. Yep. Okay. France is here. Americans would be here. The British most probably would be here. We have even more tokens for Belarus and Russia. Even more airplanes. The US Army, US Navy, US Air Force. Yep. More forces. Here tokens of control, I believe, yeah, Russia and NATO. Clearing, okay, this we will be marking appropriately. And of course some counters to mark the states like strike, out of supply, destroyed, or strike here. So positional counters. 5 sheets of counters. Not too many, not too few. That's just enough, guys, to create a lot of good play. Okay, let me put it here. What next? We have, of course, the setup here. Reinforcement schedule. Sequence of play for the standard game. And of course, advanced sequence of play. You can see if you compare both, there is weather initiative is here. Yes, then you have movement and combat, basic movement, reorganization. Here you have many more air naval phases, electronic detection phase also. There's possibility for first strike, so many more details. Typical thing in the war game, so terrain effect chart and combat resolution chart. 2 of them, so each of the players can use one. Then we have tables for standard and advanced games like mine, clearing operations, paradrop, contested sea, movement, standard game, air defense, standard game, air points. Here's some of the important rules. Transition from operation map to the strategic display, strike effects, and now we have the advanced game tables. So previously we had tables which are used in standard and advanced game, now only the advanced. Special operations, supplies, detection, air defense, advanced strike, advanced air combat, a lot of, and of course we have 2 of them because we have 2 players. To this we are adding one 10-sided die, and that's everything. Really like how detailed this game is, how much great content it contains, and can't really wait to lay my hands. I will be quite honest, I don't have too many games about the modern warfare. only few. So with even greater pleasure, I will be, familiarizing myself with the next word Poland. Definitely some nice content storage solution would be needed here to be able to sort all of this. For now, I will start to digest the standard system and probably play a little solitaire to learn the game. Later on, of course, I'm going to do some materials, some first impressions, some maybe strategic materials, so can share with you my experiences. That's all for today. That was Next for Poland, a fantastic game from GMT Games. If you like this video, please do not hesitate to give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this or similar, like reviews, sessions, and so on, kindly please subscribe. Every subscription counts for such a small content creator like the Board Games Chronicle. Also, do not hesitate to have any comments, opinions, use the box below video. That's all for today. Thank you and bye.